for stopping by today. It's Tag Tuesday. I love Tag Tuesdays. I love, um, I think I just like giving my opinion. Maybe that's what it's about. But anyway, I was tagged by Suey's Books and Banner, and um, this is an original tag. It comes from Mike at Bibliophile Reads, and it's sort of it's asking questions about yourself and what you do when you don't read. And right now I'm right now it seems like all I do is make videos, but that's because I'm new at it and I don't really know what I'm doing yet. So, but anyway, I do have a life outside of this, believe it or not. And so I will go through the questions. I think they're a bunch of fun. And let's just jump in and get started and talk about it. I'm going to put my glasses on because I cannot see the list of questions without them. So let's go. Um, when you are not filming or reading, what does a normal day in your life look like? Work, school, etc., whatever you want to share. Um, I don't work. I'm retired, and my days when I'm not filming, I'm usually just catching up on things. I I have a book club that I belong to, which I guess that's book related, but I also, I do regular stuff. I clean my house. Um, I have a lot of hobbies. I have chickens in my backyard, and I take care of them every day. I have a little puppy dog that I take care of every day. My husband's also retired, so we have our days to ourselves, and um, home projects and things like that. I also crochet, and I used to crochet a lot, and I will crochet a lot again. It's something I always come back to. And I have some other little art projects. Some I'm trying to remember what it's called. It is spun cotton, and it's really interesting. And I'll show you some of that sometime. Maybe I'll post a little picture or something that I made. Um, so number 2, what kind of work do you do? And does it change how you read or what you notice in stories? Well, I no longer work. However, I used to work for years and years. I worked for a large payroll company, and I worked in the tax division of it. I also worked for a CPA for a long time. It was all numbers. And I did some training, and training was my favorite thing, especially writing the training material. I did that for a company for a while, and then I decided that I just wanted to do something that was, I don't want to say mindless, but that was challenging in a different kind of way. And I went to school to become a medical transcriptionist. And that is the job that in my life I can say that I loved the most. Are you a morning person or a night owl? You know, I think I'm starting to change a little bit. I've always been, um, I would always have said I'm a night owl, but I'm also an early riser. I feel the most productive um, late at night, the most creative. Um, I always just got up because I had to go to work. Now that I don't have to get up anymore, I find myself wanting to sleep a little later, but I feel like I'm losing too much of my day, so I tend to try to get up earlier. And I have certain things I do every morning. I'm kind of a creature of habit. Okay, next question. What's something that you enjoy that has nothing to do with reading? I enjoy crocheting. I enjoy camping and going out with my husband. I like travel a lot. I like seeing new things. I like taking care of my chickens. I like doing different kinds of crafts I really enjoy. Um, and none of those things involve reading. I also, if I can find a really, really riveting movie or television. I watch very little television, but if I can find something very good or something that interests me, then I will watch TV occasionally. Um, I would say that's the main 2 things. I like to crochet. I like to do some little crafty things from time to time. Um, God, I'm starting to sound really old, it seems like. Um, do you like planning things ahead of time or figuring things out as you go? Basically, I prefer to plan. I like to know what I'm going to do for the day, and I like to know what my week looks like. My husband is not a planner, and I think that until I married him, I wasn't much of a planner, and now um, I tend to be more so because I have no one else to tell me what to do. So I plan things. Do you like working alone or alongside others? I almost always prefer to work alone. I don't mind having other people around me while I'm working, but I don't like depending on someone else to work with me, or I don't like anyone to tell me what to do. So I prefer to work alone. Um, are you more sentimental or practical? It depends on what we're talking about. But the older I get, the more practical I become. I'm much less sentimental than I used to be. Um, so I'm going to go with practical, although I always think of myself as a sentimental person with kind of a soft-hearted sentimental person. Um, what kind of pace do you prefer in life? Busy, steady, or slow? Um, I think I get more done when I have a lot to do, so that would be busy. But I really prefer just a steady pace for my life. I like to have uptime and downtime and sort of um, have some of each and every day. What's next? What's a simple task you strangely enjoy doing? I do like repetitive things, which is probably why I like to crochet. And I like to, weeding is something, I garden some. I grow tomatoes and peppers and things like that in the garden. And early in the spring or on a day when it's not sweltering hot, weeding is very satisfying. And it is repetitive, and my mind can wander. I don't have to think very hard about it. And so I'm going to say that I like to weed. That's something I like to do. Um, are you naturally early, on time, or late? I'm prompt. I'm always on time, and if something makes me late, it's I've been known not to go to something because I feel like I will get there too late. Um, so and I'm almost always early. A lot of times I will wait outside in my car for a few minutes before I go into some place. But I'm always prompt. I am almost never late. If I am, I have an explanation and I let someone know that I'm going to be late. What motivates you more, curiosity or responsibility? Wow. Um, I am a responsible person, but curiosity, I find myself many times a day thinking, I wonder, and of course, the internet changed my life in that respect. Used to have to just wonder, and now you hardly ever have to take very much time to wonder about anything. You just find out. I go to the internet and look up just little things that come up in my brain, and I guess I would say I'm motivated to do that, but I'm always responsible about the things that I have to do. What do you tend to overthink, and what helps you feel grounded? I overthink everything. I overthink. I It keeps me up at night. I I think about the whys and other people's motivation, which will drive you insane because there's no way to know um, what other people are thinking or why they do certain things. But I spend a lot of time thinking through things and working through things in my mind. So um, and a lot of times it's other people's motivations. It makes me overthink. I wonder what makes somebody act the way they act. Um, what do you always notice when entering a room? Um, I probably notice the lighting and and the vibe. I pick up on the on what's going on in a room pretty quickly. If the TV is too loud, I notice that right away. Um, I notice the people. I notice what's going on. I notice the decor to a certain point. I know that if I really like it, um, I like that homey feeling when I walk into a room, and when I feel that way, it changes my whole attitude about the room. So I notice if it's cozy, and I notice the vibe of the people. If I will pick up on the fact that someone cut off as I walked into the room, maybe because they were arguing, or or if everybody is laughing and having a good time, I notice that. Um, What kind of humor do you naturally use? I am sarcastic. I'm I'm a smart aleck. I have gotten in trouble for it a lot. I used to get in trouble for it a lot in school. Um, I I can remember once I got in a lot of trouble for this one. Um, that a teacher said something to me about the fact that I was walking down a soccer field twirling my ponytail, and she told me, "You do not do that." And I said, "I apparently I do." Um, Big trouble. I am sarcastic. Um, do you usually multitask or single task? I used to multitask a lot. I'm a mom. Um, I'm much more likely to task now and finish something, especially if I've not done it before. Once it's something that I've done a lot, when I'm in the kitchen, I multitask a lot. Um, so both. What's your default reaction to free time, to plan or relax? Um, I don't do well when my hands aren't busy. I think that might be because I used to smoke, and that used to be kind of what I did with my free time. I would go have a cigarette. I don't smoke anymore. I haven't for years, and I have a tendency to relax, um, but I'm not lazy. If there's something nearby that I can do with my hands, I will do that while when I have free time. So I tend to crochet or read. I don't relax a lot in as far as doing nothing. Um, are you comfortable with silence around other people? No, I always have to keep the conversation going. Um, I had a mother-in-law who was a very quiet woman, and that poor lady. As soon as it got quiet in the room, I would think of something, usually something boring, and I will talk about the weather if no one's talking about anything else because I can't stand it. Um, uh, I wish I was a little different in that respect, and I've gotten better at letting the room sit and letting the companionship sit. I've gotten better at that. Do you usually remember conversations or impressions? Both. Um, My husband always says, I remember everything anyone ever says. And he says, I remember the gist. He will tell me, I remember the gist of the conversation, but not the conversation. And I will remember specific sentences. So I'm going to go with I remember conversations. But I also, again, that vibe that's going on in a room is something that I really notice. So that is all 20 questions. Um, I enjoyed it and I had a lot of fun, and I'm going to tag. I will go through my list of people that I like to tag, make sure they haven't already been tagged or haven't already done it, and I will tag some people. So until then, you know the drill. Be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be kind to the planet, and y'all have a blessed day. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.